the week. What have you seen from the quarterbacks? Has someone begun to separate themselves, or is it still pretty even to you?
They're both playing real well. Both have gotten rest with the ones these last 2 days. Both have been very productive. I think both are playing at a high level. We're hoping to have a decision on that fairly soon. But as of right now, they're still competing their butts off.
Is there something that you feel like one's going to have to do to separate himself, or is it just going to be kind of a variety of different things?
It'll be a variety of things, and our staff is constantly talking daily about what each guy's doing well, what they're bringing to the team, and ultimately we'll have another conversation, and Coach Rolo will make a decision on it.
Where do you kind of see? Obviously, Max is going to get a handful of the carries, but when you kind of look at Nakia and Dion, do you kind of see one maybe serving as the kind of the strict backup to Max, and the other kind of being maybe more the power back in Nakia's sense, or is it just kind of still in lingo with that too?
Yeah, I look at it the same way that we put out yesterday, where I think both those guys are twos right now. And to be honest, I think all those guys could be the ones. I think all of them are playing well enough that they could all start the game for us, and we would feel great about it. They would all come off the bench, and we would feel great about it too. So some of it will be situational, who we want in with what look or what's happening in the game. But we feel real confident that all three of those guys can play at a high level for us on Saturdays.
Do you anticipate having everyone available health-wise for Saturday on your offense?
As of right now, yeah. Anything else?
Just I have one question
Sure.
regarding the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Just the process of trying to figure out who's going to be the starter.
Sure.
What's the ultimate decision? I mean, both guys can win football games, but how do you decide finally it's this guy over that guy?
We're going to make the decision on who we feel gives us the best chance to win the game from the start. And then whoever's not that guy, they know that they may get an opportunity in the game to win us the game at some point. So there's a mental aspect of it that whoever isn't the guy that's taking that first rep has to be ready to come off the bench and win the game for us. And that's what we're expecting from both those guys.
Is there a specific position group or maybe a player who 2 weeks ago you wouldn't feel as much trust in, and now you feel like, since the end of fall camp or since late in fall camp to now, you're like, oh wow, this guy's really taking a step forward?
Make is one that I think has grown a ton this fall camp and has gained a lot of confidence. I think another one would be Hilborn, is a kid that's playing really well for just a true freshman and is coming along really nicely.
We saw Grover on the 2 deep at wide receiver. Is that kind of similar with him? Was he a little just emerged late or something?
Well, he's gotten some more opportunities in the last week and a half, and he's someone that has real strong hands. He's a smart kid. He's picked up what we do really well, and when he's gotten in some pressure situations, he's performed at a high level.
Is there still an ongoing competition at right guard right now, kind of through the season?
There is. Yeah, that's why we listed it. Or is we feel both those guys can play for us, so they'll keep rolling and competing and working.
Probably asked this last season, but just kind of reflecting on the last season, how scrimmagey did it feel out there, and how eager are you to have kind of a full gathering of fans at your back now?
Oh, very eager. We've been here for a year and a half, and I haven't gotten a chance to see the stadium full yet. So I've heard a lot about it and what the game day experience is here and what it's like. But I'm looking forward to experiencing it, and there's a lot of kids in this program and in the school right now, so the second year students and then all these first year students that just got here that have never experienced it either. So I think it's an exciting time for the school and for college athletics that the students can experience game day atmosphere again.
Did it feel like a particular challenge to get guys pumped up for games when you go out there and it maybe feels like, oh, this is a weekend scrimmage at fall camp sort of feel to it?
It's something that you discuss and you work with the players on it, and anytime you are playing in an empty stadium, figuring out different ways to get them to bring juice with them, and they're not going to feed off the fans, so that was part of the process of preparation for the players. Now it's a different preparation where in camp we had crowd noise, things like that, and working more silent cadence and preparing for being in a more hostile environment throughout the year.
Have any of the older players told you anything about what to expect from the game day atmosphere that sticks out to you? We've talked to them about it, and we know that night times in Martin are exciting times, and it's fun to be around, and we're excited to see the
the student section and the atmosphere within this stadium.
Just one quick question. You've been getting up at dark 30 for practices.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to stay up for a game that starts at 8 o'clock?
Oh, that's not an issue. This is the game days is what you live for as a coach, and watching your players compete and watching them be successful. Those are things that get you excited throughout the year. So staying up at night when you're up early in the morning, there's no issues with that.
So no nap Saturday?
Not for me. No.
Utah State, when you study their defense, is it more Arkansas State type of stuff? Or I know their DCs spent last 5 years at Miami, so how do you do you have to watch a bunch of both?
Sure. These first games are always interesting with a new staff. The DC obviously coming from Miami means we're going to be spending some time watching them. We've been watching Utah State for personnel. They've had a lot of transfers, so we've been looking into the different transfers and getting a feel of what that personnel looks like. These first games are very interesting when it is a new staff.
And of those transfers, I know there's quite a few sort of big name schools on that. Anybody in particular you're highlighting there that looks like they're going to step in and kind of have a role immediately? Yeah,
and the kid that I've really liked is the linebacker Rice. He was a kid that was from Fresno, so we played against him when we were at Hawaii. So I knew he was a talented player, and I know that's one that they're real high on.